Our society has countless images, ideas, and stereotypes about change agents. People who help an organization transform by improving business process and interpersonal interactions. Whether influencing fashion, business, art, entertainment, science, politics, or law, these change agents have and continue to positively impact today's society on so many levels. And today, we are proud to share the story of these business owners, coaches, innovators, and thought leaders from various industries who are eager to educate, inspire, and motivate you. This is Our Voices on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Welcome to Our Voices, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation. My name is Natasha Nurse. I'm the owner and co-founder of Dressing Room 8, co-host of Woke and Free, and the lifestyle editor of Plus Model magazine. And this show is focused on highlighting the amazing work of powerful change agents who have a great message to share with the world. And today, I'm super duper excited to be speaking with a woman that I know and I truly adore. Her name is Alexandra Boo. She is the president and CEO at Underland Management. And today we're talking all about the art of managing people and managing talent. And so who is Alexandra? Okay, well, her work spans the creative spectrum from on-air industry spokesperson to fashion brand owner. During a 25-year career as a Ford model, Alexandra worked as a fashion, fit and brand consultant, helping to launch some of the top designers' plus lines, such as Tommy Hilfiger and Liz Claiborne. She has also lent her creativity and business savvy to fashion PR and marketing, fashion show and photo shoot production, as well as several years as marketing and creative director of a top plus fashion magazine. Possessing an eye for discovering and developing plus talent, Alexandra helped to start the Curves print division at a Manhattan modeling agency and manages a plus celebrity. In 2016, she was honored as a legend by FFF Week and was given the highest award from the University of Michigan, the LSNA Humanitarian Award for her work with empowering women. 2018 proves to be another exciting milestone as Alexandra introduces with a partner several new plus clothing lines. So without further ado, Alexandra, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you have such an impressive background. And I guess just like right out of the gate, my question would be, how did you first initially end up in fashion? What attracted you to the industry? And then what were the steps in your career that led you to transitioning to management and creating your own empire?
Okay, this is a great question because this is kind of part of what I do with the people with whom I work. Mm-hmm. I believe that all of us kind of have a seed in our heart that's a passion. And when I was younger, I just knew I had to be in New York and I wanted to be in acting and in fashion. And when that seed is there, that's when I believe it's planted there for a reason, so you follow it. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, then you have life regret. So I followed that seed to New York, wanted so much to be an actress and to be a model. And then when I got there, I got signed right away. It was just organic the way it unfolded. And I went from being a plus-size model, one of the first back in the day. This is like 30 years ago we're talking about. And that was, to me, an acting job, because in real life, I mean, girl, I will find that square-inch piece of ice on the sidewalk and slip and do a swan dive on my butt. But yet I had to walk a runway and look graceful. And, so that was an acting job to me. So one kind of fed into the other. And then from the modeling, which I did for 24 years or so, I became an on-air spokesperson. On television, live television, that kind of thing. And then I began to branch out into other aspects of the industry, like, becoming a marketing director of a fashion magazine for plus women, and then ultimately launching a Curves division at a modeling agency in Manhattan, and then going out on my own just this past year.
Okay. And what would you say, given your wide breadth of experience, the keys to managing people, managing talent?
I think people who are drawn to managing talent have a passion for helping people. And you have to be able to see the best in people and kind of help them comb that out for themselves as well and nurture that, lift them up, speak life over them, that they can do it, that they're enough, that's there's a lot of dealing with the humanity of people when you manage talent, because no matter who they are, celebrity, non-celebrity, they often feel in the core of their heart, they question, am I enough? Can I do this? And so really seeing someone, seeing their worth, and lifting them up to their greatest, highest self.
Absolutely. And for people who are listening, at Underland Management, who are the type of people that you represent?
Well, like I said, I went off on my own just recently, and so my goal now is no longer just I helped launch a curves division, which was mostly fashion before going off on my own, and I realized that for me, my calling was not just to place models in fashion, but truly to take it to the next level, which would be helping to create celebrities out of the talent that I find, and help them give them a voice. Okay. And so my mission is to one day create an army of empowered, curvy women celebrities who can then begin like a ripple effect to empower and invite other women to kind of rise to their best selves and live out their dream.
Absolutely.
So when I felt that calling as I was working in just fashion alone, I knew as I was working with these women that it wasn't just about fashion. They had passion for TV or for film or for acting or whatever their passion was. I knew that it was so very rare. There was such a block in taking curvy women to the next level in media. And so that's kind of what my new goal is now with Underland Management, is to work with very few women, ultimately, and to just really pour myself into just a small group of women and begin to get them to their level of celebrity where they can have a voice to empower others. Because it's really about women helping women for me.
Okay. And what would you say are the biggest challenges you face doing this, embarking on this venture?
Oh, girl. Okay. A lot of people are incredibly talented, and then they have those moments where they don't see their worth and they can get in their own way. I'll pull an example. Maybe they'll go out partying really hard the night before, and they'll post it all over social media, getting drunk, and then they show up the next day for a modeling job, and they look absolutely exhausted, and the client's like, what is wrong with this talent? They go and they check their social media, and they've got there's the evidence right there, and they were sent home. And I'm like, oh, you had that big break with that huge client, and you got sent home. And so in essence, you're fired for the day. They'll never hire you again. And it's a small industry, and your reputation can spread. So, it's little things like that where you can self-sabotage your career. Or, another big one is, and believe me, I am all about love. Okay, so if the talent that I'm working with finds love, wonderful. But a lot of times, not a lot, but sometimes, women can allow a breakup they get depressed and they fall away, and they don't feel empowered without a man, and they'll begin. I can see them sabotaging their own career. So the biggest challenge with managing talent is to show them to learn from their mistakes, and if they're sabotaging themselves, to have them become aware of it and to invite them to stop that behavior. I've seen so often talent just stop their own career. Really, the power is in your own hand to such a large degree.
Absolutely. You are listening to Our Voices on the Voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC. My name is Natasha Nurse, and my guest today is Alexandra Boo, the president and CEO at Underland Management. So I completely agree with you. I think mindset, so important, right? I mean, you yourself have told me in the past that, our lives are essentially kind of an extension of what we think in our mind, right? So if you feel like you're not worthy, then you will not have a worthy life. So I completely I I can only imagine just how difficult it might be, not even just to work with one person, but several people, and you're constantly trying to empower them and also show them that, they are enough and they are worthy. Would you say there are certain daily regimen tips and techniques that you share with your talent to kind of keep them going and to keep them motivated to do what they set out to do?
Absolutely. I mean, you really have to nurture and honor yourself. And here's something. I'm going to say something a little controversial, but I'm just going to say it. The biggest lesson that I learned in my career is when I first started managing talent, I would cold call and email, and I worked and I knocked on doors, and no one was letting me in. And I was pounding and frustrated, and I couldn't understand it. And I fell to my knees. I literally, because I knew I had great women, and I couldn't get anyone to look at them, to bring them in for castings, to hire them. Fell to my knees. And I'm like, God, what am I doing wrong? What more can I do? That was the most powerful thing I could do, was to actually stop working so hard and to lean into my faith. I'm not saying everybody needs to lean into my faith. Everyone has their own form of faith, or maybe they just believe in energies. But just to listen within, if that's prayer, meditation, whatever it is for you, to stop working so hard and to listen and to let yourself be guided. Because as soon as I did that, there was a shift. It wasn't fear-based. It wasn't like chasing after my own tail. It wasn't like, thinking, oh, I got to. It was faith-based. And as soon as I leaned into that faith-based approach in business, now that's crazy. Most people are like, huh? Where is faith in your business? Let me tell you, faith should be in the center of your business, because you can work and work and work like a crazy person, the way I was, writing emails at 1 a.m. and never stopping and going on very little bit of sleep and not getting anywhere. And then when you finally stop and you say, okay, guide me. Let me meet the right people that will help. Let me learn the right information, Let me really see and let me really hear. That's when things shifted for me. So, I mean, that was my most meaningful lesson, was to kind of lean into faith and not work so hard. It's not about me, it's not just about what I can do. It's to see myself in a greater picture through faith.
Absolutely. I love that. Yes, lean in. Yeah. Okay. What would you say then what were other mistakes that, if you could go back and either speak to yourself and advise yourself, or even for everyone listening who's a manager working with talent, and what are things that they should avoid doing?
Okay. Let me tell you something. If I could go, this is such a good question. If I could go back to myself, I was a little 20-year-old rugrat coming out of college and going to New York with a bunch of dreams. If I could go back, I would tell myself that I'm enough. It's really quite simple, that I am enough just the way I am. That I am already equipped with everything inside of me to make my dreams come true. Because as much as I experienced, and I've had a wonderful career, I lived, in South Beach modeling, and then in Manhattan, and I traveled the world, and I had European clients, and I did catalogs everywhere. I mean, I had an amazing modeling career before I started my on-air television career. And but the whole time I did it, I didn't have the confidence of knowing that I'm okay the way that I am. I always was thinking I had to be prettier or thinner or better in some way, and that I wasn't enough. And it was amazing, this being on set and those kind of situations. Like, I'd work for Nordstrom's and Saks and all these top catalogs, and so on the set would walk these beautiful supermodels. I mean, Natasha, these are the girls that I don't want to name the names, but they were the girls in the Victoria's Secret catalog. These were the supermodels. And then someone might come in that wouldn't be as beautiful right away at first blush, but when she got on set, there was an energy about her that emanated, And it was an inner beauty. And I learned really quickly. Sometimes you'd be talking with that supermodel, and she was less beautiful if she was